channel Lemons to Lemonade. My name is Carrie and I'm here with another money saving tip for you. I found this pasta a while back on buy one get one free, so I bought several boxes of it. I'm not going to use it all right away, but I will eventually use it. I just don't want it to sit around in the pantry and maybe just sit in the box and get stale tasting or risk like pantry bugs, which I have not had that happen, but I know a lot of people down here in Florida who have. So it's a nice way to stop that from happening. So what I do is I take this pasta, I put it into a jar, and I put in silica packets in there. You can use oxygen absorbers, silica packets. You can look it up and see what you prefer. These were cheap, so I bought them. A packet of 100 was like $7 on Amazon. So I went ahead and got them. I put them in the top of the jar and I put the lid on. I went ahead and vacuum sealed it out so it pulls out any extra oxygen, and then I put the ring around the lid too. And that should keep it, as long as I keep it in a dark space, for many, many years to come. Probably not going to store it for that long because we do tend to use what we buy, but it's a nice way to preserve it so that I know that it's nicely organized, everything is clean, everything stays nice, and I like it that way. One thing that you'll notice, and that you should keep an eye on though, every once in a while, come and just press on these and make sure that that little center thing doesn't pop up. If it pops up, then that means the seal has broken. So you'll want to go ahead and reseal that one. I heard one of the ones I just did pop open. See? That sound means that seal is not done, so I will reseal that one. But I will go ahead and show you how to do this. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, but you still want the benefit of preserving your stuff for as long as you can go ahead and still stick in the silica packets and still put the lid on and just tighten it down, and that's going to hold it for a very long time because it's out of the box, so it's not getting extra moisture from outside coming in. There's no way that the bugs are going to be getting in because it's sealed off, so if you ever like have your windows open, they're not drawn to your area there. And it's going to stay dry, it's going to stay nice, and it'll stay lasting fresher for longer because it's not going to absorb any glues from the box or anything like that long term. So it's a good way to keep your food cleaner longer so that you have it. If you do happen to have a dehydrator, that's super handy because now, or not dehydrator, a vacuum sealer, that's super handy because then you can go ahead and suck the air out and now it'll preserve for a very long time. So just an extra step, and I'll show you how to do it. All right. So this is what I'm starting with for today. I had bought a really nice large bag of rice, and I had a couple other items too from the end of last year and beginning of this year that I wanted to be able to preserve just so that it'll last a little bit longer because we haven't gotten to it yet. So we've got things like pastas, beans, and rice, and then way in the back I have stevia because I am a diabetic and I tend to buy my sweetener, which is stevia, in bulk because it's cheaper than buying it in smaller portions. All right, so I'm going to show you what I am using today for vacuum sealing. I have this vacuum sealer which I got secondhand. It was super cheap because of that. It's a Food Saver brand, so it's a good brand. One of the things that is important before you even begin this is make sure that whichever one that you have, if it's a Food Saver, that it's got a little port. Sometimes they're on the side or back, but this is what you need to be able to plug in the attachment that you'll need for jars. So for jars, I bought this. It came with a tube and 2 lids. So this is the small that goes over the small mouth jars, and then I have a larger one for the larger mouth jars that I have as well. The one flaw that this I have found sometimes has, and I know a lot of people struggle with, is the smallest one. For some reason, this little band comes out of it pretty often. So I'll put that on, take it off, and the band is stuck around the neck, so I have to pull that one off. Doesn't happen on the larger one, just this one. And the other thing that sometimes happens is it just won't sometimes vacuum seal the lid down well enough. And when I find that that happens, I will take another lid and I will just stack it on there. So I put both of them in, vacuum seal them, and now I can pop the top one off and the bottom one is now fully vacuum sealed. Okay, so that's how we do it. We take, it goes without the ring, the lid sits on top, this goes over the top. You let it suck the air out, and then you double check and make sure it's not pinging up here. It shouldn't be making that like waffly sound. And tighten it on. You're good to go. And so now it's got the silicone packets in there, the silica packets in there, and it's got less oxygen in there. So as long as I'm going to store this in a nice dark place, it should last for quite a while. So again, just a great way if you get like a buy one get one free sale going on any of this stuff, or you just happen to buy it in bulk and there's just too much of it. It's a good way to preserve it so that moisture doesn't get to it and doesn't make it taste all musty and gross. This keeps it really nice, and it keeps it for a long time. So it gives you some options for using it. Another thing that you can do the exact same thing with the stuff we've been dehydrating, like the dehydrated broccoli I did the other day. Did the same thing. I just put silica packets in, put this lid on, suck the air out. It's done. It's saved. It's going to stay nice and crisp and not gain a lot of moisture in the time that it's waiting to be used. So just another quick way to save some money and preserve what you've got. And if you have any questions or any good suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. And if you could, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.